The money, honey. Get the money, honey. Get the money, honey. Hey, 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 hey. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Round of applause. Hello, hello, hello. Give yourself a round of applause. And before I get started, today is not Tuesday. Actually, today is Mother's Day, and I wanted to get this recording done today while I had a moment because I'm not going to be able to be live on Tuesday. So this is going to be a premiere video. And if you haven't been to my YouTube channel, first, I would like to say to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day to you. I am excited. I am a mom. I'm also a grandmother of a beautiful 16-and-a-half-year-old. Who is excellent in school and doing some wonderful things, and looking forward to having a bright future. So to all the mothers out there, I wish you a happy Mother's Day. You're always a mother, even if your children have passed away. You're always a mother. When you're mentoring, we're still mothering. The aunties, we're mothering. The grandmothers, we're mothering. So happy Mother's Day, everybody. Okay. All right. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, definitely I have grants that are available to you, but I want to get on some grant 101. Okay. So if you have the time today, because I have a little bit of time before I go to dinner, and I want to make sure that I present to you the information and some of the questions that has been sent to me. So I'm going to go through these questions first, and then I'm going to go into what's available to you, okay? And if you haven't been to my YouTube channel, I am Christina L Turner, Kingmaker. I'm an entrepreneur just like you. I've been in the business for 28 years. It will be 29 years in September. I am ready to retire, but I still have a little ways to go, but there's a couple of things that I want to do, I want to accomplish before I say no more business. So, so let's get started, okay? Let's get started today. So I want to talk about Grants 101. Some of the questions that were posed to me, we do have the answers, okay? These are common questions that were inbox to us. And so I want to make sure that your questions are being answered and answered as thoroughly and as accurate as possible. Okay, so that you know how to proceed when it comes to grants, okay, when it comes to you applying for certain grants or applying for grants, period, because we all know that you have to follow the directives, but these are some of the questions that were asked, okay, and I'm going to get into it right now. So question number one is it required to submit a business plan for a grant? Okay, and so here's the answer. It says a business plan may be required for some, not all, funds, but it may not, okay? You just have to answer questions or from the narrative in the application. Either way, have a business plan. There are required documents when asked. And also make sure you have your bank account, your business bank account, and also you have your legal registration in order. So sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Well, here on Christina L Turner, Kingmaker, we do business talk. We always talk about foundation and making sure that all your foundation, everything about your foundation is solid, just in case they ask for it and you're not scrambling to try to create a business plan or try to find someone to do a business plan for you. Here's another question. What are some of the do-nots when completing a grant proposal or application for submission? Okay, so one of the things I'm all about using your own words. So don't copy and paste. Don't copy and paste answers from another grant, okay, or a template. Be sure that if you do find a template that you modify it. Remember, I said this before, use your own language, your own ideas, and you want to customize every application. They should not be the same answers on each application to any of the questions asked. And then before you submit your application, make sure you proofread. Make sure that you don't have the run-on sentences or punctuation or misspelled words. Okay, make sure you use that spell check. So that's very important as well. Because believe it or not, you may have the right answers and you never know who's looking at your application. And sometimes people get a little, weird out about words that's not spelled correctly. You don't want to look like that you're not a professional. Okay, that's not something that you want to do. All right. So don't, this is another thing too, is don't be discouraged if you are not awarded the grant. You have to continue to keep applying for different ones. And then eventually you will, one grant that's really for you, that may be the one that you get approved for. So we don't want you to stop. Okay. Go on to the next. That's almost like, you miss one bus, another one is coming, okay? Long as you're doing it within the right time, all right? Okay, another question is, how are the grant funds monitored when you win the proposal and about the use of the money? So how is it monitored? One of the things that you could do, you could hire a project manager to coordinate with the awards committee who awarded you the grant. You could have a project manager. Be sure that you discuss all reporting requirements, because there are some requirements that are expected of you after you receive the grant, and you want to make sure that you adhere to those requirements. Because one of the things we don't want is for people to say to you that you have to get that money back because you didn't follow the instructions, or that you lose the other portion of the grant. We don't want that to happen either, okay? So here's another question. I've applied for grants, okay, and I have not been successful. Could it be how I'm responding to the questions being asked? So it could be a lot of different reasons, okay? So what you probably want to do is, before you submit your grant application, ask for feedback. See if you get feedback from one of your peer members or people that's on your staff, on your team, and to find out, okay, maybe my wording is not as good. Maybe I'm not giving the explanation as clearly as I should for my business. So you want to get that feedback. Consider hiring a grant writer, okay, or to review your submissions. And they can give you also feedback. And they do have a small fee for that, just to review your stuff, not to do your grant. But if you just want someone to review, there are grant writers out there that will review your grant application and make sure that it's thorough. And then if you want to move the next step, then you can hire them to do the complete grant for you, the grant application for you. And when you do ask them for their opinion, just ask them, how do you improve? What should I put here? Don't thread them. And what I mean by that is, you're asking for one thing, but you really want them to do something else. I call that threading. Don't thread them, and that's taking advantage of someone. That's a nice or a different kind of way of saying that you're taking advantage of someone's professional opinion. When you're asking them to review and say, okay, what are some of the things that I can do differently? Don't expect them to give you like a full paragraph or a full sentence, or absolutely to do it for you without a fee. You want to make sure that you respect their professional critique and their advice. But if you want detail upon detail, then of course you're going to have to hire them. Okay, that will only be fair. All right. What are some of the tax implications for winning a grant? So it varies upon each grant. Each funder will have a different requirement on how they dispense funds and the financial reporting. They have audit requirements also that goes with this, and to satisfy the reporting requirements. And then they will discuss with your grantor prior to receiving the funds and seeking outside help from a certified, qualified tax and or accounting professionals to make sure nothing is missed, okay? And here's another one. What are the typical, excuse me, what are the typical costs to hire a grant writer? I know a lot of people wanted to know what that is. What is the typical cost of hiring a grant writer? Some grant writers they write themselves into the grant, right? So they'll get the fee after you're awarded the grant. And then there's some grant writers that you have to pay in advance to do the work, okay? And then a fee for a percentage for after you are awarded the grant. Now, this is something that I have seen before, and yes, it has happened to me before, whereas I did something for a client, they were going for some money, and I did all their forms, did all the work, and they never paid me. They went back and to apply for the money that they were applying for, because the first time they did it incorrectly. So then they came to me to get it done correct. So I corrected everything, provide all the documents that they needed. And then this was the deal. We'll pay you when we get awarded. Okay, I've done this before. And of course, when you're trying to help people, you're not looking for, it's not about the money. It said you want everybody to win, right? So you want everybody to win. You know, I have this little chant that I be singing, you know, in the morning, you know, I get to the money, hey, everybody wins. You see what I'm saying? I'm serious. I know that that's not the words to the song, but that's my little thing when I'm, you know, talking about grants and I'm looking at finances for my clients, for them to be funded. And I'd be singing that little song, I get to the money, everybody wins, hey. So that's me. So anyway, so be integral when it comes to, if you're going to tell the grant writer or anyone that is going to be doing any financial applications for you so that your business can succeed, you want to be integral. You know, you don't want it to be like these other people that I had just explained. You know, my own experience that I never got paid anything, and they were able to get, let's see, what was it, 25,000 per employee. So that was $100,000, and I never got paid for that. So, and you know, sometimes you just shrug your shoulders, just be like, you know what? I know Karma, we're best friends. So eventually something, you know, will come along the pipe, and eventually you are going to have to pay for one way or another. You either pay now with integrity, or you pay later for the lack of integrity. So it's either way you want to go. So yeah, so this is the thing that you want to do too, that when paying the grant writer, you want to make sure that some grant writers do cost some money. Do not include the salary of the grant writer in the proposal. You don't want to do that. Do not hear me again. I'm sorry, my nose itchy. Do not include the salary of a grant writer into your proposal. Okay, that will definitely get your proposal ditched out, your application ditched. Okay, so that's not something that you want to do. Also, you want to know this too, that you want to make sure that your project, the grant that you're applying for, aligns with the organization that you're requesting the money for. Like, what is their passion? If, let's say, for instance, if it's a organization that is very passionate about skiing, and you're trying to open up a ski camp, I hope that's for somebody out there who's interested in opening up a ski camp. Just gave that for you for free. You want to open up a ski camp, so you want to make sure that where you're requesting money from is from people or organizations or nonprofits or charities or foundations that you are applying to, those that are into youth sports. that focus on youth sports, that's going to give away equipment, that's going to pay for all different kinds of training and whatever it is that you may need. You want to make sure that you are applying for the grants within that niche. Okay, so if it's skiing, apply for it with the companies that are for skiing for young adults or youth or teens, apply for grants for that. Okay. You want to make sure that you meet all the requirements. Don't apply for a grant and you missing a requirement. Okay, like, oh, I didn't look over that. No, a lot of these grants are very specific. Okay, they're very specific in how they're going to give away their money. So you want to make sure that you do that. Also, explain why your project is unique. Now, remember, you're not the only project out there. You're not the only one that's applying. Okay, so what makes yours stand out from everybody else's? Okay. You also want to include in your application, you want to include like, how is it going to serve the community? Because nonprofits normally cater to nonprofits are community driven organizations. Okay. Like St. Jude. St. Jude is a community driven organization, but their niche is to help families that are unable to carry the heavy costs of medical expenses. So you want to make sure that you that whatever your niche is, that you have that added to it. Okay. Let's see another one. You also need to show that you can execute the project, that the project that you want to do, that you have the capacity to operate the project. So let's say, for instance, you need about 10 people to operate this mega project, this $1 million project, or $500,000 project, or $250,000 project. You need to have the people in place to do it, or be hiring the people in place. Like, you can get the people that can do the job that you need. And one thing I do know is that even being an entrepreneur, we can't do everything. It is so exhausting. I've been there before with trying to do everything. You know, you're the CEO, you're the CFO, you're the COO, you're the worker bee, you're the director, you're the administrative assistant. It gets to be too much. And so if you're trying to expand, you have to also expand your staff. Okay. And I know good help is so hard to find. Believe me, I know. I have some stories to tell about getting good help. Okay. Even for $20 an hour, people still want to act like they don't want to come to work. I promise. Okay. So you don't know. And then never mind. I'm starting to digress. Let me wheel it back in. Let me wheel it back in. Okay. So you also want to highlight your past successes. Okay. So what is something good that you did? I mean, it may not seem like it's big to you, but don't despise small beginnings. Don't despise small beginnings. Seeds is everything. Any kind of seed, however you did it. I don't care if you did it for 10 people, that your first year you gave out 10 Thanksgiving baskets. I don't know. Whatever you did that was an asset to the community that you're trying to help, you want to show to what are some of the things that you, not just the idea that this is something that I want to do, but you also want to be able to show this is something that you've already done, or even on a smaller level. Like I said, you could have did 10 families. 10 families is a lot to buy people groceries. And I'm sure you know how much groceries cost. Okay. So if you're feeding 10 families for Thanksgiving, that's huge. If you're giving kids $100 scholarship or $50 scholarship, $50 buy a college book. Okay. Even if you, let's say for instance, if you are doing something with the elderly and making sure that they get to their medical appointments, and they're not Ubering, you're just like, I'm just taking care of these 5 neighbors that's in my neighborhood. And then you like, oh, you know what? I really could get a medical van service, and there is non-medical, where I could go ahead and take my neighbors, and then I can get the money through this. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to be able to show some type of success, okay, for what it is that you want to do in regard to your project, that you show just a little bit of something. Also, you want to define your road to success. So how are you going to get to point A to point Z? How are you going to get there? So you got A to Z, and then how are you going to get from the in between, right? So you want to get to the K and the L. So from A to K, and then L to Z, and then you're going to break them down. So they want to see like your roadmap to success for that particular project that you're asked to get funded for. Another thing is you want to prove that your project is sustainable. Okay, so we don't want you getting awarded $50,000, $100,000, $125,000, even $10,000. I know $5,000, whatever the amount is, even if it's small, $250. We want to know, what are you going to be doing with that money? How is it going to? How's that project going to be sustainable? Like, are you going to be done with the project in a year? What is the goal? What is your goal to make sure that your project is still going to be operable, in operation, that the community can still rely on, okay, with that money, even if it's $1,000. And I know in these times, $1,000 is like $100. Well, to me, it is, because of the responsibilities I have, but $1,000, it can go a little way. Okay. So who gives the grants? Okay, so these are something else. People who give grants are major nonprofit and other small-based nonprofit community services are the people who give grants. Okay, so private foundations, they give grants. There are some corporations that give grants, and then there's government grants. You just want to make sure that whatever you do, you try to follow the steps that I just explained, and then where you can and then where you can go from there. Another thing too, because I'm a little distracted. Another thing too is that your local business chamber of Congress, you can find grants there. Okay, I know some people have never even thought about the Chamber of Congress, but Commerce, yes, you can, not Congress, Commerce, your Chamber of Commerce in your city, they have grants there. So there's various organizations, of course, the government website, nonprofit organizations, and then you also can pay for a freelance grant researcher, okay? And I think I told you about Mr. Kwame. Okay, he's excellent in what he does. One of the things that he do is that he helps us out over here and make sure that we are well informed of the next, upcoming grants. And we definitely appreciate his help, right? And it's not for free. Y'all gotta pay Mr. Kwame, okay? You have to pay him. All right, so let's get into the money. I get to the money and everybody wins. Hey, I get to the money and everybody wins. Hey. All right, so let's see, where are we today? One of the things that I really do want to touch on, let me see if I think we have a couple of new scholarships today. Yes. I do. All right, so let me tell you, these are some scholarships. I'm starting with scholarships first. And Yeah, I'm just going to start with scholarships first, okay? So let's start with the AFS Gold STEM Acceleration Program for girls that are in STEM, STEM. This is a worldwide grant. The last date to apply for this particular grant is May the 15th. And it is a 12-week all virtual program from the ages of 15 years old to 17 and a half years old, and all around the world that they can apply. They did not give the amount of money on how much the grant was being awarded. And if you are interested, you want to go to STEM, STEM, stars, and then actual scholarship program. And it's going to be the actual foundation. Let me spell that for you, because how I'm pronouncing it does not look like the way that it's spelled, okay? So you're going to go to www.actuariafoundation.org and then /scholarships, then /STEM, STEM -stars. Okay, so it is a 12-week virtual program for girls who are interested in becoming a STEM program, and it is the AFC Global STEM Accelerators Program. Here's another one. This is for Canada. This is called Alliance of Jamaica Graduate Program, and this is for those that reside in the country of Canada, and this is also going to expire. The last day to apply for this grant is going to be May the 15th. 2022. You must be of Jamaican descent, a graduate of an Ontario secondary school, maintain a minimum B average. In the last 2 years of your high school, you must provide evidence of community service. You also must provide proof of acceptance to a community college or a university. It did not give the amount of the grant or how much it is. We don't have that information, but you can apply here at www.aacanada.com/graduates.html. Okay, so here is called Next Generation Black Hispanic Farmer Scholarship. This is strictly for the US of A. It is May the 15th. It's the last day that you can apply for this scholarship. Now, this is for Black Hispanics high school students that's into farming with a verifiable family farm. Nice. So what you're going to get is $1,000 in textbook funds. There is a JOT form that you would need to apply for. So pay attention to this, because I'm not going to be able to put this in the description below. It's going to be a form, FORM dot JOT form, JOTFORM .com/220298680667164. Okay, that's the application number, but I'm going to say it to you again. This is the grant, and you might want to, if you want to look it up, it's the Alliance of Jamaica Graduate Program. So you can probably Google the Alliance of Jamaica Graduate Program, okay? And you'll probably find that JOT form there, where you can fill out the form, all the information on the JOT form, and then submit it. Also here, it's called the Next Generation Black and Hispanic Farmer Scholarship. I think we did that one already. Then this one is called the NAVSITE Next STEMIS Scholarship. I don't know what this is. This grant expires, this is for the United States of America. It expires May the 17th, 2022. I've never heard of the NAVSITE. Oh, it's through NAV. Goodness, I didn't even understand that. So NAV have a grant for female high school senior college students taking a STEM related program in technology. So they came up with a name, they put it all together, and that's what they call it. Okay. The grant is for $10,000. And let me see what else. You want to go to https learn more scholarapply.org nav site. So I'm going to say it again. You want to go to https. Let me move this. Learnmore.scholarapply.org /NAVSITE, NAVSITE. Okay. So that's 10 grand right there. And here is another one called the Equity Scholarship Essay Competition. This is for the United States of America as well. You must be in the US. It expires on May the 20th. Your essay will be evaluated on the following criteria. It's going to be relevance to the prompt, clarity of ideas, thought-provoking story, authenticity, and originality. Okay, so it's for $5,000. And what you need to do is you want to go to the equity, equytyscholarship-essay-competition. So if you put that in the search bar on their website, you'll be able to go to, you want to just put essay competition and it should come up, but go to equitysv.com. That's where you can get started for this particular grant, and it's for $5,000 and it expires on the 20th of May. Now here the NAACP is giving away a grant. The last day to apply for this particular grant is May the 20th, 2022, and it's for $10,000. You want to go to NAACP Inspire, okay, with the letter N. So NAACP Inspire .SM apply. You know what, that one, I'm going to have to put the link on there because it is so big. I will definitely make sure that that link is put into the description so you'll see it. Matter of fact, when this video posts on Tuesday, it should already be in the description, okay? So that you'll have that one, NAACP. And let me see what else. There is another grant. You must have a GPA of 2.75 or higher. Must be a high school senior. You must be planning to attend a four-year college university and be able to demonstrate leadership. And this one sounds like one that I did before because this one expires May the 31st. And you also must have community service, involvement, and demonstrate a financial need. This particular grant is for $1,000. And this is going to be through Inquire Hire, inquirehire.com. So in the little box, you want to put in scholarship Black student success. That's what you want to look for in that particular, for that particular grant. Here is one that is, let me see, I think that's going to be it for today on the scholarships, college scholarships, okay? And then let's go here to business grants. Let's see what's happening with us entrepreneurs. So those of you who are parents and your children are going to college and you're looking for funding, these are the scholarships that you want to start applying for them, for these particular scholarships soon so they can have funds to college, okay? Let me see, where am I? Okay, let's go down. It's a lot of accelerator programs here. This here is $10,000. Okay. Now, this is a pitch competition. Mhm. I remember I did a pitch competition for one of my events, small business events that I did. And a pitch competition, we gave like $250 for small business. This one is for $10,000. Now I don't know what business does not want to have $10,000 or actually in need of $10,000. Okay. So this is Home Team Advantage Small Business Contest with MasterCard. Okay. You have to be in Atlanta, Boston, LA, or New York. And the small business owners of Atlanta, you have to have a business in Boston, uh, Los Angeles, New York City, that for you to enter a chance to win the pitch contest for $10,000. Okay. This contest, it closes on the 15th of this month. Again, it's $10,000. The MasterCard where you want to go to apply for to be a candidate for this particular pitch contest, you want to go to www.mastercard.us. Okay. And then you should put in there pitch contest. It should be there because it's something that they're trying to get rid of. Apply for it, get your pitch on, get your pitch on. Okay, get it on. Pitch, you know how long a pitch is. Have you ever, I'm not sure as how long the pitch can be. Let's take a look. I'm curious. Let's look. Let's see what's happening. If I can open it up. Um, Let me see what's happening. All right. All right. So this is what it's called. When you get on there, there's like this Home Team Advantage Small Business Contest on there. You see all these little business owners. And I'm looking to see, this, well, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking to see is how long is the pitch for. Now, what I've been trained when pitching, not that I'm too good at it, but I tried. Um, when I was trained, we did elevator pitching, and that's 11 seconds. Okay. So I'm looking here and I'm trying to find out. Let me see what it says. Okay. So the $10,000 is a grand prize. Okay. And then for two, you get a trip for two to a all-star game for a major baseball league, and a $100 MasterCard prepaid card for food and beverages. This is big. Oh man, one person gets all of that. Prices experience for the winner and three guests to attend a 2022 game at Truist Park. Nice. Um, Four people can win a MasterCard Digital Doors Access personal mentorship session with a MasterCard small business executive. And then they get 4 tickets to the home game. Nice. And there's other prizes, but I like the prizes. I just want to know like how long you have to read it because it's through different cities. So New York City has their own amount of what they're going to give and blah blah blah. But it does not say how long your pitch should be. So you're going to have to read. It doesn't say right here what I'm looking at, but I'm sure that the answer is there. And the pitch, I would think it can't be. Do you want me to guess? I'm thinking maybe no longer than a minute, 2 minutes, for real. An elevator pitch is 11 seconds. So if you're pitching, there you could say a lot of words within a minute, 2 minutes. You could say a lot of words in 11 seconds. It's just about hitting home the details, right? So that's through MasterCard. Okay, So let's pump up the volume. And the Founders Fund is called, I think I did this one before. There's another pitch competition for $20,000. Okay. It's called Accelerate America. It's partnering with Dell Technology on a new pitch competition. They're going to have 8 finalists who will share their stories and virtually pitch to a panel of judges and the collective on Thursday, June the 16th. But the last day to apply for this particular pitch contest is May the 20th. Okay, and the amount is up to $20,000. And there's an Eventbrite link, so I'll post that one. So it's going to be the NAACP link and the Eventbrite link that's going to go into the description. All right, so for the upload. There's a lot of pitching. Yeah, a lot of people are trying to get their money on. Let me see. Oh, I didn't even know if you guys knew this or not, but Taco Bell have a accelerate program called the Taco Bell Ambition Accelerator. It is a grant and an accelerator. You must be over 16, under 26 of age, and a resident of the United States of America to participate in this. You need to be they're looking for innovative and creative ideas at all stages of development, which means that it can be a new idea. The amount of the grant is $10,000. That's included with the accelerator program. Okay. You want to, it's called changemakers.com. And when you go in there, you want to look at the Take Action Challenge. Okay. So put it in that little search box for the Take Action Challenge on there. What else do I want to tell you about? That is, oh, this is a grant that I want to tell you about. This is for, now this is really, really good. This is called the You Glow Girl Women Entrepreneur Grant. It's a United States grant. It's open to all women entrepreneurs. The top 25 will be announced around July 2nd. On July 8th. The last day to submit is July the 1st. It is $10,000. It's called Eat Me Guilt Free. I don't even know. I'll put the link at the bottom on this one. It just couldn't, it cut me off guard. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I don't, never mind. Let me move on. Okay. I'm just gonna move on. That made me blush. I don't even know why that made me blush. Because I don't have the things that we name, like who was that type? Anyway, it's money. Okay, I'm gonna put that one and the NAACP and the other grant that I had mentioned before. Yeah. Okay, so let me see what else. That was the You Glow Girl Woman Entrepreneur Grant. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So I have one for Canada. For Canada. This is called the Riverside Country Relief Grant. This is for micro businesses that must be a for-profit business. They must reside in Riverside County in Canada with less than $50,000 in revenue for 2019 and less than 5 employees. So you have to have made less than $50,000 of revenue and you have to have less than 5 employees. The deadline for this particular grant is going to close at June the 30th, and it's for 2,500. It's called River Coed, no, RIV, sorry, rivcoed.org/micro business COVID-19 relief grant program. Okay, so you want to check that out. So let me see what else, if I have any. I do have something for nonprofits. So we're going to move on to the nonprofits and see what we have for grants for nonprofits in different areas. Let me see what we got here. Something that I haven't done before. Okay, so here are some grants, okay, that I think would be very beneficial to a couple of nonprofits. And this one is for a STEM program. I like it that the fact that nonprofits are having like a sector for STEM programs. I think that's really, really good. But this one is called Collocation, COLOR, co-location, COLOCATION, America STEM Innovation Grant. Okay, so the STEM Innovation Grant was created to fund programs that is inspired and encourage to encourage pre-K to 12th grade students to pursue their interests and curiosity in STEM, open to nonprofits and to school districts, and it's for $1,500. I remember when I was a pre-K teacher, I loved it, but oh, those babies made me so tired. I was taking a nap when they take a nap. I know you're not supposed to do that. Definitely not now, but back in the day, I fell asleep in my class when they took a nap. Yeah, because they wore me out. It's called the collocationamerica.com. So you want to go to www.collocation, America.com/STEM-grant. That's where you want to go to apply for that particular grant. If you are a nonprofit organization, there is the Black Philanthropy and Innovative 2022 Equity and Education Grant. If you are in North Carolina, this particular grant is for you, the Black Philanthropy Innovative 2022 Equity and Education Grants. The deadline for this particular grant is May the 16th. It's for racial equality to ensure that K through 12 and higher education systems have the support they need. This particular grant for North Carolina is $15,000. Okay. And you want to go to www.b as in Baker, P as in Paul, IWS.org /our with the O, UR -work/ that's a / equity in education grants. I would say that if you go to www.bpiws.org, you're going to find it there. Okay, so let me go find another one for you. This one is called the Network for Good Grants for Nonprofits. This is for the United States of America, so you could be anywhere in the US. It is for May the 16th is the deadline. Nonprofits can apply to win $5,000, $5,000 and a personal coach. Ooh. And the networkforgood.com is where you're going to apply for the particular grant, okay? www.networkforgood.com. Okay, So that's all that I have for you today. Again, I wish you a happy Mother's Day. If you need any assistance at all, you need to reach me at all. You can go to info@ChristinaLTurner.com, or you can go to www.ChristinaLTurner.com. I am so happy and grateful that you're here. And I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. I did not forget you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for subscribing to my channel. And hopefully this information is good for you. Please share, comment, as long as it's related to the information that I have provided, so that you can grow. So this is it for me today and for this week. So I will see you next week. And I wish that you would prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. God bless.